Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Van Zandt, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all.
Yo, Hughley, you listen to the Man Cave Morning Show on BKS1 Radio. It's Theo Hughley, you listen to the Man Cave Morning Show on BKS1 Radio. It's Theo Hughley, you listen to the Man Cave.
Good morning. In the afternoon in certain parts of the world.
What's up, y'all? What's up? We're here.
Or should I say, good afternoon. And morning in certain parts of the world.
There you go. What's up, y'all?
You officially on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show.
He's here.
On BKS1 Radio. Peace and blessings to everybody on the check-in. First and foremost, let me introduce the man right next to me right here. The man that always understands. And together we got the plan. We call him what? Smooth P.
And my man to the left, always repping BKS. He's the original, that's why we call him the General. Storm Norm in the building, y'all. You know what it is.
Salute, peace, and blessings. Oh, it's going to be an interesting show today. Man. So just start sharing it out right now. We're going to have some real, open dialogue, conversation today. All right, but first and foremost, shout out to everybody that's watching us live right now on YouTube. That's BKS1 Radio TV on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's watching us live right now on Twitter and Periscope. That's at Storm of BKS1 on Twitter and Periscope. And then we retweet that to at BKS1 Radio ENT.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's at BKS1 Radio ENT. Shout out to everybody watching us live on the mother site, WBKS1.com. All right. And shout out to everybody just listening to us on the TuneIn app. Listen, the TuneIn app is free. Get the free version. If you don't have it by now, download it, people. It is free. You can listen to all your favorite radio stations from around the world. And guess who's on there? WBKS1. BKS1 Radio, the Man Cave Morning Show, the Owl Show, the Live in the Cypher, Beards and Bald Heads, all these other great shows, Dial House, all of that, and so on and so on and so on. All right? And also, shout out to everybody on FB, man. We know you. We love y'all on FB. Salute, peace, and blessings. Shout out to Ramona, Wiz Black. What's up, Queen? Shout out to Remove Span. Felicia Nelson. Shout out to Mark Fleming. Shout out to Sandy Bradley. What's up, baby? Shout out to Michael Ross. Shout out to Nikki Owens. Shout out to Amos Cruder. What's up, Amos? Shout out to Dink Matthews. Shout out to Lisa St. Hillier. And yes, they got a fabulous event popping off October 5th.
Yes.
This Saturday at 4 p.m. All right, this is the last day we're going to give out some tickets, man. We got tickets for this event. So if you're in the tri-state area, you need to go check out Styletainment's production of a cancer survivor's story. It's going to be at the Essex County College, the Mary Birch Theater. So make sure y'all go check that out this Saturday, all right? 4 p.m. is showtime. Okay, shout out to Felicia Nelson. Shout out to Ingrid Judge. Shout out to Denise Sparrow, Perry Green, Greg Booth, Terrence Bellamy, C. King Parker. What's good? Ciardi Franklin, everybody on the check-in, man. Peace and blessings. Clap it up for the peoples. Share it out right now. All right, share it out right now. Mark Fleming on the check-in. Mark, what's good? What's good? Now listen, you know we got to do the church announcements. So you know what's popping off this Friday. All right, we turn TGI Fridays into the club. So make sure y'all come out to TGI Fridays, located at 1315 Piscataway, New Jersey. I'm sorry, 1315 Centennial Avenue, Piscataway, New Jersey. All right, half-price appetizers, drink specials, And the music is powered by WBKS1. I'll be rocking on the ones and twos along with my partner, DJ Smooth P, DJ Jess, DJ Big H, DJ KT, DJ Sassy. So just come on out and have a real good time, man. We playing everything from the classics to the currents. All right? So we're going to turn it into the club. So come on out and rock out with us. Also, don't forget, like I said, Styletainment is having an awesome production. Listen, this is off Broadway, man. You're gonna get Broadway in Jersey. This Saturday, all right, 4 p.m. Again, it's in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's the show, a cancer survivor story at the Mary Birch Theater, Essex County College, 303 University Avenue, Newark, New Jersey. General tickets are $40. VIP is $60. Includes reserved seating and reception at 3 p.m. For tickets, call 732-641-0885. Also, you can email styletainmentteshow@gmail.com. Please join us as we salute cancer survivors. Now, if you call into the show today, we're going to give you 2 free tickets. If you're in the area, you want something to do Saturday, that's popping because it's an awesome
event too.
Awesome production. Listen, call in and get those tickets. You just got to answer a simple question. We'll throw you a simple little trivia question. Nothing too hard. But call in 646-233-1302 and get those tickets, man. Yes. So it's going down. And next Sunday, October 13th. At 3 p.m. It's going down. Final Deceit, the stage play. Is going down. And guess what? Yours truly, Storm Norm. I'm one of the actors in the play, along with some other BKS family. Shout out to Miss Maddie, Maria. Also, Hurricane Kiss. Also, my wife is actually in the play.
I heard.
She has a little part
in
the play now, but there's some great actors, amazing cast. Final Deceit, the stage play, is parts 1 and parts 2. You're in for a treat. Trust me. It's going to be at the Ducray School of Art. The Ducray School of Art, located on Central Avenue in Plainfield, New Jersey, next Sunday, October 13th, starts at 3 p.m. So listen, get your tickets online, pay at the door, but come out and support this amazing production put on and brought to you by Juanita Caring Hearts Towns and her husband, Eli. All right? So come on out. A lot of things popping. Now,
Nick, I'm going to reach out to you after the show too about the t-shirts for your walk also. I need some more information.
Church announcements are over.
Yes.
So now, the topic today is, are there limits to forgiveness? Let's talk about this thing. I'm all over social media. I see people talking about forgiveness in reference to this trial, to the verdict and all of this stuff. Are there limits to forgiveness? What's your honest opinion about the verdict given to Botham Jean's murderer, Amber Guyger? All right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this thing. A lot of people is cool with everything, and a lot of people is upset. All right? And let's start with Botham Jean's brother, and let's really dissect what he was saying. Let's try to see the emotion he was going through, and just see if this could be you on the stand, looking at the person that murdered a family member, your brother, your sister, whoever. All right, could this be you, and could you forgive? We want to know. Let's keep it 100 today on the Man Cave Afternoon Morning Show. So let's get it popping. All right, let's listen to Botham Jean's brother after the verdict was given.
I don't want to say twice or for the 100th time what you've or how much you've taken from us. I think you know that. But I hope you go to God with all the guilt the bad things you may have done in the past. Each and every one of us may have done something that we're not supposed to do. If you truly are sorry, I know I can speak for myself. I forgive you. And I know if you go to God and ask Him, He will forgive you. And I don't think anyone could say it. Again, I'm speaking for myself, not even behalf of my family. But I love you just like anyone else. And I'm not gonna say I hope you rot and die just like my brother did, but I personally want the best for you. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you. Because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do. And the best would be give your life to Christ. I'm not gonna say anything else. I think giving your life to Christ would be the best thing that both of them would want you to do. Again, I love you as a person. And I don't wish anything bad on you. I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, where's music? Yeah. Get that. Yeah. All right. So, with that, with seeing that, there was a lot of reaction. Blew up the internet. People like, whoa, what is he doing? I seen some comments from people saying he disgraced his family by doing it. Now, and then I see some comments from people saying he's going to heaven. No matter what way you see it, that's what he felt the need to do for himself. Mm-hmm. If you really break that down, that's what he felt the need to do for himself. All right, because if it was easy for him to get out, he just would have spit it out. It wasn't hard for him to get out. Listen to some of the wording. Now the hug, I'm trying to process the hug. For me watching this, being honest, we're going to be honest and transparent, and nobody is right or wrong in their opinion. So share your opinions. Phone lines are open. You can call in 646-233-1302. I'm just trying to process the hug. It would be hard for Norm to hug the murderer of my brother, sister, any family member or whatever. All right. So, and I get it. If you are a Christian, you're supposed to be Christ-like. However, my last name is Bradley and not Christ. And my first name is not Jesus. So I could try and forgive, because I know that forgiveness is for me, and I get all of that. Mm-hmm. But for me, the hug part would be hard. And it would be hard for me to tell the murderer of my sibling, I love you. All right? So he cut from a different cloth. Definitely. So I'm just finding out, too, his father is a preacher. So I'm just finding that out, too. Now, what's harder for me to process is the judge. with the hug and the sympathy. Because in order for me to be a judge, I thought, is you supposed to be balanced.
Impartial.
What's the word? Fair.
Fair and impartial.
Fair and impartial, right? You're supposed to display balance. All right? And according to some of the conduct, and I actually got some conduct, judge conduct and all of that, whatever like that, you know, you're not supposed to be emotional. Technically. I mean, this is what I thought. So I think I wasn't as confused about Botham Jean's brother's reaction as much as I was confused about the judges. And let's watch that and let's talk about it. Again, you're on the Man Cave Morning Show. We're going to read your comments. You can call in with comments. You got to talk about this thing, man. This is real. So we're talking about two things here because there's a lot of racism connection with this that people are saying. And then some people don't feel as though race doesn't even play into this factor, play into this whole thing. What do you really think? Let's just watch the judge, I guess, giving her a hug and a Bible. Here's the clip. Judge Tammy.
That act is truly, again, something I think we could all learn from.
It was a healing moment.
I hope it has that effect. I really do. Because I think he embraced the idea and the concept.
Well, now the judge is talking to Amber. Oh my God, the judge is down there talking to Amber. I just don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. What do you think's happening right now?
I have no idea, quite honestly. I've never seen anything like this.
We've lost sound. Okay, so this is extraordinary. I feel like we're watching something that I've never seen before. I mean, this moment, the hug between Amber Geiger and Botham Jean's brother, and now the judge. It sounded like maybe she was reading a Bible scripture or witness.
Well, I just want to say this real quick. On this same particular day, October 3rd, 1995, O.J., whatever his middle name, Simpson, was found not guilty of the deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and I forget what was the kid's name? I forget his name. Okay, but was found not guilty, was not rendered a guilty vote, and didn't get a hug, didn't get any affirmation of appreciation, and we're sorry we put you through this, and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Instead, he was ridiculed. He was still deemed a murderer. This, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. This woman convicted of murdering an unarmed man in cold blood in his own house gets from not just people, but from people that look like us. And this is my biggest issue. People that look like us. So you got a bailiff stroking her hair, you know, to calm her down. You got a judge hugging her, giving her Bibles, giving her words of affirmation. And you got the victim's brother telling her how much he loves her and forgives her and, you know, wish her the best. I don't even want you to go to jail. Yeah. We as a people have to stop being so docile and or forgiving to people who mean us no good. Saying that it's always okay whatever happens to us. Whatever happens to us, it's okay. You didn't mean it. You know, we got to forgive and forgive, blah, 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 blah. But I guarantee you, if the tables were turned, if the situation was that Gene went into her apartment thinking it was his, seen her, and murdered her in cold blood, first of all, for one, he would have got more than 10 years. And two, you know, even though he showed so much remorse, oh, I wish it was me, I'm so sorry, nobody in there would have been giving him no hugs. Nobody in there would have been giving him no Bibles. Oh, we wish you the best. No, they'd be like, oh, that thug, he got what he deserved. Oh, they only gave him 10 years. He should have got a harsher sentence. This is ridiculous. Oh, we got this super predator off of the streets, blah, 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 blah. So I'm so sick and tired of us being so forgiving for everything. Like, when are we gonna stand up and be mad that shit like this happens to us on a regular basis? First of all, I'm glad that she actually got found guilty. I'm gonna tell you that in the first place. I didn't think that was gonna happen. So that's number one. That I'm gonna clap that up. She actually was found guilty of murdering this black man in cold blood. So kudos to the justice system in Texas for getting it right once. But I also want to say, in the sentencing, I was just looking up and I seen a story of a man in 2016 shot and killed a police canine dog, a black man, let me preface, shot and killed a police canine and got 45 years in jail for shooting a dog.
Police dog.
A police dog. So let's weigh that out. Dog or a police dog, man, black man. Dog, police dog, man, black man. Like really? So a dog's life is worth more than a black man's life?
See, here's
come on, man.
Here's the problem.
Miss me with all that.
Let's read some comments.
Yes.
But here's the problem, real quick. I don't want this to set a precedence for future things that happen.
This actually did set a precedent,
and that's what I'm saying. I don't want this to, because
I've never seen nothing like this happen.
I have a different problem, and again, that's that man's brother. That's that man's brother. So he know how he felt about his brother in the whole nine. He knows what's going to make him feel better inside. He knows he has to purge his, you know. He's a Christian, he's a church-going brother, and I get it. And if you live by the Bible, and we'll talk about that too, if you live by the Bible speaks a lot about forgiveness. And listen, anybody go to church and you about that life or whatever, so the Bible speaks a lot about forgiveness. I have a problem because she still is able to appeal, and they can use what he said in their appeal.
Absolutely.
To help their case for an appeal. They can use what he said. They can use what the father said, and I hope we can be friends. The father of both them, John, said, well, and I hope we can be friends.
We can be friends one day. I want to be your friend one day.
Yeah, I want to be your friend one day.
What?
So what you're doing now, you're creating the climate, and you're setting up her lawyer's appeal. So we talking about 10 years, which she probably was only going to do 6, maybe 5 of that 10 years anyway. Now may be reduced to, who knows? It may be a reduction, or she may get off totally.
She might get a Tekashi.
She may get off totally with the appeal. She may win the appeal because they can use this for it. And people not thinking about that. You know, and I know the mom is thinking totally different.
Yeah, the mom is not trying to hear
than
none
the
of that.
brother and the father.
Yeah. The
And
mom
again,
ain't hearing none of that.
I get the whole forgiveness thing. Forgiveness is for you, not the other person. I get all of that. Let's read some comments.
Yep. So we'll start with Remute. She said, verdict is a crime. C.E. King said, Nat Turner time. Pale said, westernized Christianity has our people all screwed up. Timothy has said, true sister to that. Remute said, if the tables were turned, the verdict would have been 3 times worse. And that's a fact. Shaking my head. Sandy said, black and brown people have forgiving hearts. I would forgive, but definitely not hug her ass. Ingrid said, this dude, the judge and bailiff, ticked me off with all of this. We always turn the other cheek so they can slap that side too. Fact. Timothy said, Timothy said, I will haunt my brother for the rest of his life. That brother was home after fighting a day in hell. That devil came knocking. Sandy said he had the judge crying, and the Remute said, wow, couldn't be me. Mark Fleming said, and all about forgiveness due to the fact of my belief, but I could forgive someone who killed, but I could forgive someone who killed my family, but it would take some time. But I'm not saying it would happen immediately. Cass said she can give her life to Christ, but you're going to be the new prison bee. Sandy said he didn't disgrace his family. C.E. King said if that was in his heart, and he said not me bugging. Remute said my opinion, hell no. C.E. said I'm done. Sandy said judges get emotional all the time, so I don't think it's unethical. It absolutely is. Remute said I'm shocked with the judge too. How much did she get? Shame. CE said a mammy moment. Felicia said they're all one and the same, judge, bailiff, officers. That's a fact. Ingrid said Texas is the same place where the cops bombed a black man in a parking garage because they thought he shot a cop. How quick we forget. Sandy said y'all gotta remember she was in law enforcement, so they're being extra sensitive about the whole thing, but it's not unethical to come off the for a judge to come off of the stand and hug a guilty verdict plaintiff and give them words of affirmation is definitely unethical.
First and foremost, that was judicial misconduct.
Yes, absolutely.
It was judicial misconduct.
Absolutely.
And if you really look at that, all right, and I get it. And she was like, and I hope you take this and realize that, you have God gave you a purpose now. I hope you take this Bible and blah blah. And listen, man, I get it. She even could have said that. Said that and gave her a Bible and walked away. The hug, once you show that means you can never be a judge. For that appeal, she better not be the judge.
Let me tell you this.
For that appeal, and hold up, she better not be the judge.
And she probably won't.
They better use a different judge. They got to use a different judge now because you done hugged her and whatever and made love with the woman. So at the end of the day, I hope they use a different judge for the appeal. And watch, I guarantee you, like I said, they're going to use the brother and the father in their case to win the appeal. That, if the family could forgive and listen, they can see it in their heart and blah, blah, blah. Who are we?
Yeah,
blah, blah,
exactly.
blah.
Nonsense.
She knows what she did was wrong. She has remorse, this and this and that, whatever. It's not like she's a racist. Aha. Aha.
There are some tweets out there.
Is she?
Yeah, some tweets.
And let's look at some things. Stop. And I see some of y'all giving her a pass. Oh no, she is very remorseful and she's crying and she said she wished it was her and all of that and all of that. Oh man, listen. I know I'm gonna get X amount of years in jail too. I'm gonna act like I am Saint Bradley.
Exactly.
All right. So in March 2018, her work partner and lover, Officer Martin Rivera, texted her. I was at this area with 5 different black officers. I'm not racist, but damn. Not racist. but just have a different way of working, and it shows. She responded. Okay, on Martin Luther King Jr. Day that year, another cop call right back. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day that year, another cop also texted her to complain about a parade in the civil rights activist's honor. When does this end? Geiger responded, when MLK is dead. Oh, wait. Because he is dead. All right. And just 2 days before she killed John, a friend texted her. Caller, hold on 1 second. And just 2 days before she killed John, a friend texted her that they had recently adopted a German Shepherd that may be racist. And she said, it's okay. I'm the same. Geiger responded. A minute later, she added, I hate everything and everyone but y'all.
Oh, wow.
All right. Caller, you're on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. State your name and where you from.
Old Dog in the house.
Old Dog.
What's up, Bo?
What's good?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Smooth P? Storm Norman General. I was listening to the show and I wanted to comment on it. I mean, it's a tough situation, obviously. That young man did what he thought was right. He forgave the woman. He asked to hug her. We can't tell anybody what's right and what's wrong for their process of how they got to live their life.
I agree with that.
You know, I don't think it's Christianity that got black people messed up. I think he made a choice as a man, whether they're based on his Christian beliefs. That's up to him. It's that man's brother that was killed by that woman. And how he chooses to handle it, I think, is entirely up to him. If he chose to forgive her and give her a hug, that's cool. As for the judge, that's a different issue.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying about judicial misconduct. I don't know if it goes that far. It certainly seems out of character, but a judge is generally there to make sure the process is fair.
Exactly.
All judges have biases. You can't be a human being without having a bias.
Right.
So whether that judge gave her a word of encouragement or gave her the Bible or gave her a hug, that doesn't exclude her from doing her job. I still think that she's, presuming that she's a capable judge in the first place, just because she showed compassion. And Smooth, I think you were right also, or whoever made the comment that she's was a law enforcement officer, so they're showing her extra deference, even though she still killed a man. I don't necessarily think that she should be shown that deference, but they're showing it to her.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and I remembered that when I was watching. I said, yeah, she's a former cop, so of course they're going to treat her differently than they would treat any other cold-blooded killer, which is essentially what she was. She walked in a man's house and shot him
in
dead.
cold blood.
To me, that makes her a cold-blooded killer.
Exactly.
You know, but at the end of the day, I think, this world could use a little bit more compassion all the way around. And again, for that man, that's up to him, how he wants to handle it. I'm not going to judge him negatively. I think it takes a strength that I'm not sure I would have.
Exactly.
But for him, hey, he did his thing. And like the other person said in the comments, he didn't embarrass his family. He stood up there. He was showed compassion to another human being. And listen, whether she's a racist or not, he still showed compassion. Now, one thing I wanted to point out to you guys is there's another big case that's going on in Mississippi. If you get a chance, and I've been shouting this podcast out because it's an amazing podcast, and you want to talk about judicial misconduct and prosecutorial misconduct, there's a podcast called In the Dark. It's about a brother that's been convicted or tried 6 times, 6 times in the state of Mississippi. 3 times the court has overturned the conviction because the prosecutor, who's white, has struck black jurors and not struck white jurors from the jury. Now, the United States Supreme Court just recently overturned the case, saying that the prosecutor engaged in these are constitutional violations. So on 3 times, this man, as an attorney, has been found to violate the Constitution, and he's still the district attorney in this district in Mississippi. It's called In the Dark. If you got some time, man, it's fascinating stuff, man.
Definitely going to check it out.
So I just wanted to let people know about that. It's a real good listen. I binge listened to the whole thing, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I'm glad you shared that, bro.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there's so many right now. Let me tell you, the internet is so hot with this particular topic and discussion, man, because it's divided. A lot of people are divided on the whole situation, And again,
I think people are angry people see the race component, and I see that, but at the end of the day, that's that man's brother.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have to deal with, and he's going to, you know, in the moment, maybe he just felt like, maybe he looked at the woman and said, look, she going through something, she might need a hug. I don't know. If it was me and somebody killed my brother, I don't think I would be able to show that strength, but I respect that man for doing what he did.
Listen, there's a coward out there still living right now by the grace of God that killed a person who was like a brother to me. And it's been over 22 years, and I don't forgive him. I'll never forgive him. He could never get forgiveness from me. He's a coward, then he's still a coward. So, you know, for this guy to be so graceful, like I said, more power to him.
I respect your position as well, because that's your position. You know what I mean? How you got to handle your emotions and deal with that, and that's what I think it comes down to. Is everybody saying, "Look, all right, it wouldn't be me." You know, good for him, but it wouldn't be me. You know, and that's cool. But y'all keep doing the great work y'all doing, man. You know, I love the show.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right,
no doubt. How about the Giants? How about the Giants?
Oh man, don't start that. Okay, you're 2-2 with a rookie quarterback.
We one game behind y'all, baby. One game behind. It's
one
all
game
good.
behind, bro.
Enjoy the ride. Have fun. We'll talk next week.
All right, bro. No doubt.
All right, fellas. Peace.
Check my dude, Old
Every
Dog,
Tuesday
out
night.
every Tuesday night on In the
9
Game,
p.m.
9 p.m. on WBKS1.com. Listen, man. Let's read some comments.
Yeah, it was fun. I had to say it was so many. Let me try to go back to where I was at before. It was so many.
No, we could just
let's
let's get caught up.
Okay. Well, you know, I'll go from the bottom up. I'll do some. Felicia said, I believe they were in a relationship, but that's to something else, so I'm not sure. Sandy said, I've seen judges get emotional while doing jury duty and nothing happened to them. Not saying it's cool, just saying nothing happened when they do. Timothy Beverly said, my emotion is flying off the chart. I'm trying to text and cut hair at the same time. Let me finish listening. It don't mess nobody's hair.
See,
Mark Fleming said, that's just an act. All that crying, you wasn't crying when you shot that brother. And that's a fact. That's a fact.
That is my whole point. Like, you don't get no, like, what makes you different than somebody? I don't see people getting this type of compassion if they are drinking and they drink too much and they get behind the wheel of a car and they accidentally hit a child or something, and that child dies, and they go to court, whatever, and they get charged with vehicular manslaughter or whatever the case may be. There's no compassion for that person.
No.
None whatsoever. And you know that's something they didn't want to do.
I actually have a friend in jail right now because that happened. He's a truck driver, and he fell asleep at the wheel because he was on the road long, and he killed two people. And he told the judge how the judge didn't give two F's about none of that.
Exactly.
The judge reamed him out. If you knew you was tired, you should have pulled over. Blah blah blah. He didn't come down and hug him like, I know you didn't mean it.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Knock it off, man.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure that the family members, maybe they do want to forgive that person or whatever the case may be. So right now, I think what we witnessed over the past couple of days is going to go down in the history books.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as what went on in a courtroom, as far as the actual victim's brother giving the murderer a hug, and the judge following up with a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody done hugged her.
And she got her hair done for free.
Yeah, I like what Amos said. He said, well, I know a black sister that fired her legal weapon in the air and got 25 years. Shaking my head. I'm not giving her no damn pay. That's a fact.
Everything is different.
Yeah, but it's still so uneven. Like, that's the crazy part. How does someone who shoots nobody but shoots their weapon in the air get 25 years, but you actually take a person's life who was unarmed and you get less time? Like, how is that? It doesn't even matter.
I know, but
how does that even look to be fair? How does somebody shoot a dog and get 45 years?
Like O said, and like people said, she was an ex-cop. I think that factored into how her
absolutely
treatment,
factored.
It factored into how her treatment went down. I like a lot.
And it's still factoring in.
I like a lot what Botham John's mother had to say after the verdict was read. And here's the clip.
Country changed my church, and I know that there are many people who stood with me and my family throughout this tumultuous journey. Yesterday, we saw the conviction of Amber Geiger, and today we heard the sentence of 10 years in prison. That 10 years in prison is 10 years for her reflection and for her to change her life. But there is much more to be done by the city of Dallas. The corruption that we saw during this process must stop. And it must stop for you. Because after now, I leave Dallas, but you live in Dallas. And it must stop for everyone. The contamination of a crime scene that we saw coming out of this case is one that must never happen again.
That's right.
The poor training or the poor use of what should have been training
That's right.
is what we see coming out of this case.
Yes.
That should never, ever happen again.
That's right.
Amen. And if this was applied in the way that it ought to have been taught, my son would have been alive today. If Amber Geiger was trained not to shoot in the heart, my son would be standing here today.
He was no threat.
He was no threat to her. He had no reason to pose a threat to her because he was in his own apartment, in his sanctuary, in the place in which he paid a lot of money to be in. He paid rent to be there. He had every right to be there in whatever state he was in. Yet still, his privacy was violated. Amen. She intruded on him. Yes, she did. And that was not enough. She killed him.
That's right.
Cold-blooded.
Yes, he did.
Cold-blooded.
Murder. Our life must move on. But our life must move on with change.
That's right. You gotta fight first.
There's gotta be a better day. And that better day starts with each and every one of us.
That's right.
The city of Dallas needs to clean up inside.
Amen. Right.
The Dallas Police Department has a lot of laundry to do. Amen. The Texas Rangers need to know who's on board. Yes. And every single one of you, citizens of Dallas and residents of Dallas, need to know what to do to get your city right.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you, Mrs.
Mama told her.
See,
Mama stayed fast and she ain't forgiving nobody.
Yeah. See, and that's a mother speaking right there. But I mean, she's right. The way they handled this case, it was very corrupt. They did all the searching within his apartment,
exactly, and his
car,
exactly.
All of this, they treated him like he was
like
the criminal.
he was a criminal, exactly.
You know, and they didn't do that with her.
Nope.
So again, the fact that she was law enforcement played a huge way in how this whole thing went down, man.
But that's because they was going to try to spin it. If they could have found something on him, they would have spent the narrative that she seen this, that, and the third, and that's why she went up to his apartment. And when she went up there, he reached for this and that. Like they were trying to spin the narrative, but they could. He was a church guy, so they couldn't find nothing.
But even so, man. Even they found a little weed, right? So they found a little weed.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
You know what? But even if they did, you still can't discredit them for weed.
I found a $5 bag of weed in his house.
So what? So what?
I don't even believe that.
Yeah. You try to demean and take away from his character and everything like that. You know, again, shout out to the mom because she hit it right on point. The police department is corrupt. and the way they handled it, there was a lot of corruption involved, man. So let's read some comments and then
okay. Okay. Amos said, oh no, I did that already. Ramut said, I'm with the mother. Ramut also said, great show, BKS1. Mal's on the checker. What's up, Mal? I got to hit you after the show too, fam. Amos said, well, the black sister was an off-duty officer that got 25 years, and that didn't play a role in the court decision. Hell no, I'm not buying that shit. Terry Smith said, preach, Mom. You and your family are in the thoughts and prayers. Absolutely. Monica said, truth, and Nikki Raspberry said, right on, Mama. I agree.
Now, let's talk about this thing of forgiveness, right? So, again, I mean, how many out there are practice of faith, Christianity, or whatever the case may be, and the whole, they read their Bible and forgiveness. So when it goes back to what the brother did, as far as, saying, I forgive you, I love you, and gave her a hug. All right, so a lot of us, is having a problem with that. But look, just like the caller, O-Dog, said, listen, you can't tell this man how to think and feel when it comes to his brother.
Absolutely
He's
not.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
300% right. All right, but my question is, can you forgive if that's a family member, if you're a Christian? If you're a Christian, and, bro, you a deacon already. You said on the show that you can't forgive this dude that took away.
I'll never forgive.
Took away your friend. You said you'll never forgive him.
Nope.
So, but then you believe in the Bible.
Absolutely.
And then you believe in God.
I haven't killed him.
Huh?
I haven't killed him.
You haven't killed who?
The guy.
Okay, that don't mean you forgave him.
I'm just I didn't forgive him. What I'm saying is the fact that there is spirituality in me is why he's still walking this earth right now. Because if there was not, he would not be.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. So does that contradict with your beliefs, though?
To some degree, I guess yes, it does.
Yeah.
But like you said, I am human, and that's something that I never got over, and it's something that I never will get over. Like I said, lucky for him. Oh, I can't say I found God because I've always been spiritual, but I will say that is the reason why he's still breathing right now. If I was not a spiritual person, his family would have felt what all we felt. Let me put you like that.
Okay. All right. So, and for those that have an issue with Botham Jean's brother getting up there on that stand and saying, I forgive you, I love you, and gave the murderer a hug, for those that have an issue with it, how many of you out there are Christian, and how many out there do read the Bible and do understand what the Bible says about forgiveness, but you still have a problem with him forgiving his brother's murderer?
Well, the Bible also says, do unto others as they do unto you.
It says that, and it says eye for eye and all of that. But you got to look at the context. And when we start quoting these verses, you got to look at the context in which what it talks about, and this is with a lot of things. So I want to know that. Call in. Phone lines are open. 646-233-1302. And you can go ahead and read some comments.
Yep. I like what Micah said. First Timothy said, Mom said my son was home. It's a fact. He was in the sanctuary. Monica said black mothers should run government. Revy D on the check-in. What's up, Revy? Timothy said, I will still haunt my brother. Courtney Washer said, I'm a believer but wouldn't forgive. Ingrid said, only black people are held to religious standards of forgiveness. And that's a fact. Walter Pittman, what's up, Walt, said, peace, family, was good. Ingrid said, the Bible says an eye for an eye. Let's start there before we push forgiveness when Heinous acts are committed against us. Heinous. That's what I'm trying to say. I couldn't get it out.
It's all good.
Yeah. Heinous acts are committed against us.
So I'm just curious. So all right. So we talk about these Bible verses on forgiveness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Ephesians.
Mm-hmm.
In him we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of our trespasses according to the riches of his grace.
Mm.
There's a lot of Bible verses on forgiveness.
Yes, there are.
Acts 2:38. And Peter said to them, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of your sins, and you will receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. That's Acts 1 John 1:8. All right. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we say we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. Peep what that says. Luke says, 6:37, judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. I can stop with those three. I got more. Leviticus. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Isaiah 43:25. I am he who blots out your transgressions for my own sake, and I will not remember your sins. Peep that, though. Well, peep it.
Made a church say amen.
But there you go. So this is what I'm saying. Like,
there's lots of verses.
There's plenty, and I just picked out those. So the Bible speaks a lot about forgiveness. All right, and it does talk about vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, or whatever. So my thing, I think I just have if you are a believer, what is so hard? Why are we so upset with the brother? I heard people put up memes. It should have been him.
Oh, wow.
It should have been him. Then I heard people say crazy stuff like that or whatever like that. Again, we're talking about somebody's life.
Yeah, that's
and somebody mourning his brother. Let's take this call. Caller from the 919. State your name, where you calling from. You're on the Man Cave Afternoon Show. What's good?
What's good, Norm? How you, man? This is Walter.
What's going on,
calling
brother
you
Walt?
from down here.
Peace.
I just want to first off, Norm, say thank you for them tickets. I apologize, I didn't get nobody to fill them for me. And today's topic, I mean, that's a tough pill to swallow. But guess what, Norm? All the versions of forgiveness you gave out of that Bible, we got to understand this. Guess who wrote that book? Guess whose name is at the end of that book? His version of a Bible.
Okay.
You know? So my thing is, I mean, like you said again, that's that brother's, that's how he feel, that's how the father feel. Other people always have other opinion about forgiveness and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I couldn't do it personally, no, because I ain't nobody, stood up and gave forgiveness or said, hey, yo, for killing them little kids, Tamir Rice, the other young man that got killed in the aisle, shot by police. I ain't hear none of them say, oh, well, I'm sorry for doing something wrong, murdering these kids and stuff. You know what I mean?
Not a one.
So, all that about, yo, please, here goes. And like you said, the judge was totally wrong. She's about to get stripped of her little rights of a judge. You know what I mean?
I agree. And listen, I
couldn't do it. That's just my opinion. I couldn't do it personally.
And my thing is, I only brought up the Bible, bro, because a lot of people, you got a lot of noise in the back, but I only brought up the Bible because a lot of people with this situation are referencing it. I see it in a lot of people's posts, and they represent, because the Bible, blah, blah, blah. And even the brother referenced it. He referenced God and to give your life to God and to give your life to Christ. So whatever your views is on the Bible, everybody got their own opinion. Everybody got their own views on the Bible. It was a man-made book or whatever like that. And, in the Quran and this and this and that. Man-made this, whatever. Whatever your views is, your faith is, we're not debating that. That's on you. Whether you're atheist, whether you believe a Christian, whether you're Muslim, whatever, because whether you're, Judaism and all of that, the Torah, whatever, every one of those books got something in there about forgiveness. All right. So every one of those books got something in there about forgiveness. Every one of those books got something in there about vengeance. All right. So at the end of the day, we ain't gonna say who wrote what, where what came from, or who, whatever, because everybody, we can dispute this for days. We can dispute that for days.
Right.
I just brought it up because when I see these posts, everybody is referencing verses from the Bible. So again, if you're living that way, if you about that life, then it shouldn't be that hard for you to understand why this brother forgave this murderer. That's all I'm saying.
I can agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
Actually,
I can agree with that.
It's actually not hard for me to understand at all. Like I said, being a religious person,
I have more of a problem with the judge.
I get it. I understand it, but like I said, it could not have been me. If this lady came into any of my family's house and shot and killed them, there's no way I'm forgiving her. I want her blood. I want to taste her blood.
Because on another note, it was just a black officer, like, giving, like, I think he might get, like, 50 years for shooting someone, you know, unarmed.
A white
of
woman.
Another race.
He shot a white woman. Yes.
Nobody is not saying anything about that.
Nope.
But why are you stroking this young lady or you know, this white officer? Why are you stroking her, saying, hey, you know, I want to forgive you. I hope Christ saved you, you know, admit your sins and all that. Yeah. Because admittedly, she ain't never say she was sorry.
She absolutely did not.
You know, I didn't hear her admit to say, hey, you know, I'm sorry for doing something wrong.
Only thing she kept
sat
saying
there after a while, joking about it with her fellow officers when they was putting her in the car. She was on her phone, you know, having it, okay, yeah, well, let's go down and do this little, you know, procedure and get this over with. You know? So, like I said, man, personally, it couldn't be me.
Right.
And I know this is a great debate that we should have in the black community.
Yes.
Like I said, it's been too many times that we're dying in the streets. And we're so, you know, willy-nilly of it and saying, okay, it's cool. You know, let's move on to bigger and better things. But still, it's not getting better for the young people that's out there in these streets today.
Right.
And that's just my humble opinion. You know what I mean?
We appreciate it.
I'm still listening, bro. Actually, I'm listening on the TuneIn app today because I'm out in the field doing work. So
okay,
that's what's up.
Y'all keep it up, bro. Great listening, y'all. And thank you for giving me a moment. Listen to my opinion.
No doubt,
appreciate
man.
it.
No
We
doubt.
appreciate it.
Salute.
Always.
No doubt. Listen, man, phone lines are open.
646-233-1302.
I see a lot of people listening.
Yeah,
a lot of people in there going on the Bible, whatever. I'm gonna tell you right now. Again, like I said, everybody has their own beliefs. So, because I'm not Muslim, I'm not gonna shoot down the Quran.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Jew, I'm not going to shoot down the Torah or whatever the case may be. I know what the Bible says. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Have I read? Of course, I've read the Bible. I read some of the Quran. I looked at the Torah. I'm keeping it 100.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't knock anybody, what anybody's faith is or believe. I can't knock an atheist. That's what you believe. That's what you believe.
Yeah.
I do know, and the Bible says the reason why I'm not going to debate you on the Bible, because it also says God is not an author of confusion. So with that being said, I'm not arguing with anybody about the Bible. I'm just bringing up the Bible because that's what people posted Bible verses about this particular case.
Okay.
And when it comes to forgiveness. Now go ahead.
All right, so Revy said, my sister was murdered over 30 years ago. Never resolved, but if I was face to face with the killer, the only hug would be my hands around his or her neck. I'm Christian, but still hurting and an imperfect human. Phyllis was on the check-in. What's up, Phyllis? Nikki Raspberry said, I'm a believer, but it would be a hard pill to swallow. Forgiveness doesn't mean being buddy-buddy. I'm watching from a distance.
Oh, yeah.
Diva's on the check-in also. Phyllis said, peace, family. Diva said, hey, family. I'm so late, but I'm still sharing. Thank you. We appreciate it. Timothy Belly said, come on, caller. Who advised the book, Holy Bible? Donna said, an eye for an eye. Ingrid Judge said, we are so numb to senseless killings in our community, we automatically fall back on forgiveness to cops. That's the easy way out. Dow D. Max said, why do we not show the same forgiveness to us? Let me clap that
Yeah,
up.
of course.
Wow.
Well, it's that we know it was that way. We know it was that way. But it's funny because, again, Dad, y'all gonna keep getting me talking about the Bible. But how old is that book? The Bible?
Old.
How old is it? More than what? More than 500 years old, right?
Yeah.
More than 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is the Quran in these books? Because there's a lot of similarities in both books.
Absolutely.
All right. So, and this is my whole thing. Like, there is
I like
nothing new we're experiencing today under the sun. Nothing is new. Everything that we've gone through and is going through, they didn't went through it years and years ago. There was slaves before there was African American slaves.
Yeah. There were slaves in Egypt.
There were slaves in Egypt.
Yeah.
There were slaves there. There were slaves that they went through the same thing. A lot of the same things or whatever. So, when people speak about this, that, whatever like that, none of us really know who wrote what or where what came from and why the reasons for putting this or whatever. Are we going to create this book as a reason to control people? Let's cut it out.
I like what C said, though. He said religion has never been relevant to God. And
Absolutely.
I like that
It's
because
different.
there's
Religion
so
is
many
not
different
faith.
religions. Exactly.
Religion is not faith. Stop
Exactly.
thinking no, religion, know what the word religion means and know what faith means. Religion is not faith. So cut it out like we know. I don't know. I don't know where this actually came from. We all know what's being told to us.
Yes.
You don't know what you're drinking. You don't know what you're eating every day. You don't know the air you're breathing in. You don't know the quality of whatever. We only know what
told.
we've been told. Let's be 100. All of us. Don't care how much book smart you think you are or whatever the case may be. Even the books you're reading that makes you think you're book smart may not be the accurate information. You only know what you've been told. None of us was around 1,000 years ago. None of us. None of us was around 400 years ago. We know what we've been told and what we've been shown. So let's start. None of us are experts on anything.
Nope.
Let's cut it out. All right. Let's continue. Let's read some comments.
Nicky Raspberry said, "He who lives by the sword shall die by the sword." C.E. King Parker said, "This is a goddamn pity and disrespectful." And then Felicia said, "And it's been tampered with." C.E. also said, "Faith is spiritual. Absolutely. God first and foremost. Absolutely." And he said, "Speak, Norm," with hand claps.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Anything that's been created by man has been tampered with. When it gets passed down generations and generations and generations, and it's been manufactured and remanufactured and remanufactured.
Yep.
All right. You give people a time to take some things out, and put some things in, and to take some things out. But then you have to look at the overall purpose of it. So sometimes you have to negate the fact that or whatever. What is the overall purpose of the Bible? Life teachings, right? Same thing with the Quran, life teachings. Same thing with the Torah, life teachings. This is where common sense comes in to pull certain things in and to take away certain things from it.
Yeah.
All right. And whatever. So my thing is I can't knock what another man believes, period, because I don't know everything. Could everybody say that? Because a lot of us like to think we know everything.
Yeah.
I do not know everything. P does not know everything. I'm saying that, P. On the show.
I'm close, y'all.
You don't know everything. Listeners, you don't know everything, right? We know what we've been told.
Yes.
And what we've been taught. And that's it.
I like Flo Queen's comment. She hit it right on the head. She said, trying to rush through all the healthy feelings of grief and hurt to make sure the murderer feels better about themselves is rooted in trauma.
And now, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, I'm ready today. Stockholm Syndrome is a condition which causes hostages to develop a psychological alliance with their captors during captivity.
And
I'm
that
going to
is
say it
real.
again. Stockholm Syndrome.
It's real.
All right, is a condition which causes hostages to develop a psychological alliance with their captors during captivity. And this is why we think we always need validation from Caucasians. Yes, I'm saying it. This is why. It's that Stockholm Syndrome. Unless they validate us,
It can't be.
we are worthless.
Yeah, can't be real. Can't be right.
So a lot of what we're seeing, oh, my mic went out. My mic, you keep talking, bro.
Yeah. Well, I know what you're about to say. He said, a lot of what we're seeing is that. And I like what CE also said. He said mental slavery never ended. And that's a fact.
Yeah,
we are so still mentally enslaved to this day.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have to say it again, I don't know if y'all heard me or y'all saw that when I was talking about Stockholm Syndrome. Because my mic we had a technical issue, but Stockholm Syndrome is a condition which causes hostages to develop a psychological alliance with their captors during captivity. So we see a lot of that today because we feel as though we need validation all the time from Caucasians. That's what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we got to stop feeling like we need validation. All right. And again, this has nothing about being racist or nothing like that, because I'm not racist or nothing like that. I'm just saying we don't need them to validate us. We have to validate each other and ourselves.
Exactly.
And that's my whole point.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we do things, and when I see people sympathizing with somebody that is meant to do us harm,
Mm-hmm.
it bothers me. All right. When I see African American Trump supporters, right, and they trying to win his approval,
Yeah, exactly.
and trying to get cool with him and all of that, it bothers me. That's a sign of Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with women. First of all, I don't understand how any woman, I don't care black or white, could support somebody like Trump.
Exactly. With the things that he's have said about women.
All right.
Absolutely.
So you cheat on your wife with porn stars.
Mhm.
You say grab them by the pee, right? Oh, it's easy. They'll let you grab them by the pee.
Just go
Whatever.
do what you want to do. You
Makes
got
a
money,
lot
you could do that.
Makes a lot of sexist comments or whatever. So any woman that would sympathize with him and go vote for him, they're experiencing what? Stockholm Syndrome.
Or
Some form of it.
Or just batshit crazy.
Yeah. or have low, and I'm keeping it 100.
low
I'm saying this.
self-esteem, yeah.
They have low self-esteem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the same thing as somebody that sympathizes with a person that rapes them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
We've been raped by this country for years and years. We're still getting raped by this country.
Yeah.
In certain whether it may not be physical, but it's psychological.
Psychological, definitely, absolutely.
Right. So, let's just be 100. What we witnessed yesterday. All right, and I'm not saying this again. The brother has a right to the way he feels, but with the father saying, "I hope we can be friends one day," that blew my mind. So again, the two things that blew my mind with yesterday's situation after the sentence was read was the reaction from the judge and the statement from the father that I hope we could be friends one day. I can't understand.
I just think the whole thing it's just too much kumbaya-ism going on for me. Just the whole thing. Like the whole thing just aggravated me. Like I said, because that definitely was unprecedented. I've never seen that in any high profile, low profile, medium profile case where everybody is sympathetic to the person who actually was found guilty, not sympathetic to the family of the person who was actually murdered. Because I still haven't seen that. So it's not like the courts had came over to them and said, we're so sorry, or can we hug you or whatever. Here, let me give you a Bible to get you through this tough time of losing your brother, losing your son. None of that happened.
Well,
everybody is so focused on this white woman. I'm gonna say
on
it
the
like
murderer
that.
and not the
on
victim.
the murderer
and not the
victim
family.
or the victim's family. It's totally like crazy to me. It's like we're in bizarro world.
Listen.
Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? You need something to eat? Because I know you're a little distraught right now.
Yeah, they're saying she's suicidal and all of that. I get it, man. Listen, I get it. But when you get deemed, again, I'm losing. Just keep talking.
Yeah,
I gotta get this fixed.
Yeah. I'm gonna read some of the comments again. Terry has said crazy. Felicia said talk about it, Norm. Timothy has said Stockholm Syndrome. And Phyllis has said, wow, I missed that. Had no idea the father said that. Yeah. Nikki Raspberry also said, we'd be friends in heaven, not
Check
down
one.
here. Then all my sorrows will be over. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, somebody tried to make me understand that when the father, that's what pushed it over the edge for me when the father said, I hope we could be friends.
Yeah, I hope we could be friends one day. Let's go have cappuccino.
It's just, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing. Again, I'm rocking with forgiveness. I forgave a lot of people that did a lot of horrible shit to me back in the day. My tolerance level for people that do shady shit to me is totally different than it was years ago. You know, a lot of things I brush off the shoulder, I keep it moving, and I don't have to rock with you again. I could forgive you, but we just never rocking like that. We not rocking, and I don't hope we become friends and all of this or whatever. You know, keep it moving. But you're forgiven. I ain't forgetting, but you're forgiven. And that's where I could take it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be about the hug and embrace, and we ain't got to kiss up and make love or whatever the case may be. I forgive, and we can keep it moving. So what we witnessed is definitely historic as far as the courts go.
Super historic.
It's historic.
Man.
And again, shout out to Botham John's brother.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, that's the part that did not bother me, actually.
Because like you said, forgiveness is always for the forgiver, not the forgivee. You know, he needed to take whatever off his heart. And some people can do that, you know. Like I said, I could do that for lesser things. But for something like that, like I said, with my situation, I could never. I don't care what happened. There would be nothing that could ever make me forgive that man for doing that. You get what I'm saying? And if that happens, same as if that happened to you, there would be no way I could forgive the person for doing. There's certain things to me that are unforgivable. You taking away someone from me that I hold dear and love, I can't forgive you for that. I can maybe at some point move on from it, but it's probably best like I said, that you stay away from me. You get what I'm saying? Like, because that is never gonna leave my heart that you did that to me and to them and to the other people that love them. So I get it. Forgiveness is for the forgiver, not the forgivee.
Right.
But not me.
Let's read some comments. And I'm just curious. I want more of y'all to call in and just really express your feelings about the whole thing. Even if you want to talk about forgiveness, you want to talk about the Bible and forgiveness, or whatever the case may be. Again, like I said, I'm not even going to debate the Bible or none of that. But again, if you are a Christian, that's what you live by.
Yeah,
you live by, you know, a lot of things. You know, the forgiveness and, you know, how Jesus walked in his life and whatever like that. Yeah. That's what you believe, and that's what you believe. Yeah. So this is why, again, I'm not upset at all with the brother.
No.
At all. Let's read some comments.
Flo Queen said, yes, the murderer has now become the victim. Facts. Ingrid said, the reason why they waited so long for this to come to trial is to get people's emotions under control. The family may have responded differently if this was done sooner. C.E. King said, a lot of our liquid detergent brainwashed colored folks still worship and love slave owners, slave masters, demonic evil bloodlines, great children till this day. Ingrid said, if you eat my lunch from the fridge, I forgive you. If you harm my family, I'll call on God to smite you immediately. Timothy Beverly says, Stockholm Syndrome. This explains the father and the brother.
Yeah.
And Phyllis said, exactly, Smooth P. Felicia said, yes, he forgave her for himself. Flo Queen also said, is there a narrative constantly being played that black folks have to forgive? Absolutely. Watch the news. They're running the clips of the brother and the judge. And Felicia said, are you still listening, Mark Fleming? Absolutely, because we're always being told that we have to forgive when something happens.
Yes.
Or better yet, forget. Let's take slavery, for instance. Oh, why are you guys still bringing up slavery? That happened so long ago. Slavery doesn't matter anymore in this day and age. It absolutely does. You want to know why? Because we're still brainwashed from it now, over 400 years later. Slavery still affects us here in 2019 because we still have slave mentalities when it comes to we are programmed to forgive massa. Massa doesn't mean us any harm. That's the mentality.
I think, you know what? you know, and again with this whole discussion, man, when it comes to slavery and all of that, let me tell you something right now. Again, I'm not racist. There's some, you know, certain circles that I run in or whatever. Caucasians never, the ones I rock with, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Have never done anything to me. In
Absolutely
certain circles
not.
I run into, there's been more brothers that did something to me.
Absolutely.
Than Caucasians.
Okay, absolutely.
You know, like a personal, direct thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think I have a problem when they don't acknowledge what they have done.
Exactly.
That's
an
the problem.
issue.
That's
the
probably
problem.
the beef I have when you don't acknowledge what you have done. And just like even her, like she didn't ask to be forgiven by the family.
Nope.
Like with Amber Geiger, so he offered that forgiveness.
All on his own.
He
because
offered,
like what they said, she still hasn't said she was sorry for what she did.
yeah, she just said she wished it was her.
I wish it was me.
She
Not,
did. She did.
oh guys, I'm so sorry. You know why? And I guarantee you that's her defense telling her that. Even down to sentencing. Because if she says that, then she's actually admitting guilt. If she says, I'm sorry for what I did. Now she has admitted guilt. And I guess they figure that wording can be used like we're talking about the appeals. Right, so now in the appeals process, she said she was sorry, so she actually admitted to what she was doing. So why are we overturning it? You get what I'm saying? So it's all a game. But still, if you actually are remorseful, then you tell the family that you're sorry.
And I'm quite sure that there is video of her. There is a video out there of her saying that.
Really?
There's a video because in the same breath, that's when she said, I wish it was me.
Wow.
You know, I wish it was me, whatever like that, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
But you know, we're not hearing from the vast majority of Caucasians saying, I'm sorry for what our ancestors did to African Americans.
Absolutely
You know,
not.
so a lot of times, put it this way. If you're my son and I taught you how to shoot, and then you go in the backyard and you shoot a bird,
Mm-hmm.
I can't be mad at you for that because I taught you how to shoot.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same. It's the same thing. So so if you mad with African Americans because they possess certain traits, systemically, you're the reason why we display certain traits.
Absolutely.
So why are you mad? A lot of what you're mad at, you created. I'm just keeping it 100 now.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm lying, say I'm lying. But you can't be mad at what you created.
I like what Flo Queen said. When you don't think you're wrong, you won't ask for forgiveness. She doesn't think she's wrong. Now, that's fact. Ingrid said, will everyone still be open to forgiveness if she appeals and gets off in 3 months?
No.
That is a great question.
Because then
but we all forgave and did kumbaya.
It's really showing then that the system is flawed. I mean, we already know that, but it's really showing that then if she gets off and walks away after an appeal, there's a problem with that because you have been convicted of murder, not manslaughter, not this, not that, whatever, not reckless endangerment or whatever the case. You got convicted of murder. So now even when the news talk about you, they say Botham Jean's murderer.
I like what Revy D said because it's a fact. It says she was screaming about losing her job the moment she shot him. Not, oh my God, I just shot a man. How sorry are you? So she was more worried about, she knew and you could tell in the call that she was upset thinking like, oh man, I'm going to lose my job behind this. Not necessarily thinking that she was going to go to jail because I'm sure that probably was the furthest thing from her mind, being in Texas, being a police officer and being a white woman. So she probably never fathomed that she would actually be convicted. But losing her job, she probably was thinking, I might lose my job, which is crazy. Like, not, oh my God, I just shot a man. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my job. Like, really? I'm gonna lose my job? Like, that's your first thought? Please. And you can hear because she knew if he died, she was gonna lose her job, not go to jail, but lose her job.
Well,
please hurry up. Please hurry up.
Well, listen. The whole the whole thing, we already know what it is. So my thing is, she can't go to court and say I didn't kill. She admitted she killed somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
She admitted she shot somebody. But her thing, what she's sticking to is it was accidental. It was accidental because I thought I was in my own apartment.
That's still not even. How is that their defense that was accidental? Even if you were in your apartment, you shot him. How was that accidental? It was accidental because you accidentally was in his apartment.
That's the defense.
How was that? So if you shot,
that's what they're claiming.
So if you shot him in your apartment, would it still have been accidental, or would it have been okay? Well, I was just defending myself. You get what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense. I accidentally shot him because I wasn't in my apartment.
See, here's where, if I was the family, I'm gonna have to put all this forgiveness on the table for a second, and I would actually sue the Dallas police as well for lack of training.
Exactly.
All right. What didn't y'all, improper training? What didn't y'all teach her about, handling suspects and this and that, or whatever? And don't you at least wait? This man, from what I understand, had ice cream and a spoon in his hand.
Wow.
He was eating ice cream.
Wow.
If you go back and look at the reports, he was eating ice cream, bro.
Wow.
So my
how
whole
dangerous was that?
So that's the whole thing. Why, like, it's not over. It's far from over. And before I would have made a statement like that, he could have felt that way. And again, this is the only problem I have with the brother too. I think even if you felt that way, that you want to forgive her and all of that, whatever, you should have waited, because again, like I said, they can use everything that they said in a passive manner for the appeal.
He should have waited. The judge should have waited.
The father should have waited.
The father, like everybody should wait.
The mother was on point.
The mother is not playing. The mother is probably kicking the father and the brothers behind. The mother is not playing. She lost her baby, and she not trying to hear nothing nobody trying to say.
Let's read some comments.
Yeah. Let me start here. So Reverend D said, how many of us will get to use a phone in the back of a police car? Ingrid said, no. She said she intentionally shot him. The only accident was the wrong apartment. And then Felicia said she thought she would get away with murder. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I'm just praying on this appeal. Like, people, we was applauding when they said guilty of murder. We applauded that. But then we waiting for the verdict. So now we got the verdict. Some of us like, okay, she got 10 years, happy. Some of us not happy. Now let's see if this appeal go through and how this is going to play out. Mark my words. Guarantee you that's what they're going to use in their defense. The brother's statement and the father's statement.
Yeah, because the brother even said, I don't even want you to go to jail.
I don't want you to go to jail.
So they could hear, at the request of the brother, the brother said he forgives her. He doesn't really want. Man, listen, if she don't go to jail because the brother said that, the mother's going to jail because she's going to lose another son. She's going to go upside that joker head like, are you crazy?
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
But again, Norm does believe in forgiveness. I'm just not.
I believe in it too.
I'm just not for that. About the hugs. I'm not about the hugs. And then I'm not going to say, I wish we could be friends and go to a movies and hang out. And
so let's and I'm knock on wood and not wishing nothing bad on nobody.
All right, so then use John Doe and Jane Doe. Don't say money.
Okay, see, well,
I don't want to die.
There you go. No, it wasn't even you.
I don't want to die.
It wasn't you. I was going to use the same situation.
No,
and it was one of your sons.
I'm just kidding.
So this lady just killed one of your sons. You mean tell me you would be able to, you would forgive her for it?
I didn't say. Wait a minute. I said I'm not hugging her.
No. I ain't
down
saying,
the road.
I'm not saying you gotta hug her. I'm not saying touch her or anything. I'm just saying pure forgiveness. You are forgiving this
maybe
woman.
Down the road. And she's locked up. She got locked up.
Yeah, she got locked up.
Okay, cool. So all right. So maybe down the road, 20 years down the road. Yeah, I'll be like, okay, I forgive this person. I know I gotta forgive. blah 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 blah. I miss my son, blah 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 blah. All right. Can I say, because I love her still, this person that took away my son? No, that I could never say.
Absolutely not.
The forgiveness part, maybe down the road. Yes, I'm being honest about that. During that trial and that verdict, nah, bro. The forgiveness thing, I'll be trying to work with that, within my heart. Nah, bro, and I cannot hug the murderer of my son.
I could tell you
because you're giving too many people a pass.
Yep.
And the way I view it, you're giving people too much of a pass to think they can get away with things. And then sometimes you gotta set the example. And I think more or less this judge and this jury, because it was the jury that actually
rendered the verdict,
and gave the sentencing.
That's what I'm saying. Gave the sentencing, yeah.
The jury had a choice to pick between 10 years. I think it was like 28 years and something even higher. So they chose the lesser of the three.
Yeah, and I guarantee it's because she was a police officer.
And so it's because of the jury of her peers.
So she was looked upon as different. She wasn't looked upon as a cold-blooded murderer,
as a threat to society.
Yeah, which she absolutely was.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Yeah.
if you're going into random people's homes and shooting them to death, you are a threat to society.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's read some comments.
Where was that? Wow. Daryl D-Max said the son and the father will speak on her behalf at the appeals. Unbelievable. She probably will. Sandy said if she really sorry about it, she won't appeal it. She don't want to go to jail, Sandy. She's gonna appeal it. Revity says she got a slap on the wrist. That's not. Let's not forget Chanel Lewis. He got life.
Yeah. But see what I don't want to happen, and it's about to happen, and if y'all don't see it, I see it. I'm quite sure y'all do. She's becoming more of like a living martyr.
She's a martyr. I was just about to say that. She's becoming a martyr.
More like a living martyr than anything else.
Yep.
And like this another problem that I do have with the brother doing what he did publicly in the media. Because now it's more or less like, okay, she's the poster child for making a mistake and being forgiven. I've made a mistake.
Yep.
I have been forgiven. I have been exonerated. Even though I'm going to jail, whatever, I have been exonerated, whatever like that. You too can make a mistake and kill someone and be forgiven.
And come back, yeah.
All right? So I don't want that hero effect to come on her. You know what I'm saying? You know, and at first people were like, oh man, this dude's a hero for being able to forgive. No, but that's not really the effect that's coming off. She's looking like, like everybody wants to come and give her a hug and stroke her hair and pat her on the back. Where people should be running to that mom.
Yes, exactly.
People should be running to that mom.
Yeah, exactly.
That mom should be getting her hair stroked.
Exactly.
That mom should be getting that hug. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's the point. That's what I don't like about the spin of how they show us things in the whole media. Because now, listen, when they start setting up GoFundMe,
I was just about to say, like we spoke about after before the show.
Yeah.
She's gonna. I guarantee you, by the time she gets out of jail, she will be a millionaire. She will not have to worry about anything. She already has $50,000. There's already a GoFundMe that has $50,000 in it for her appeals. So by the time she actually gets out of jail, she will have enough money that she will never have to worry about anything again. She won't ever have to be a police officer or anything else ever again. She will be rich for killing an unarmed black man when she gets out of jail. Mark my words.
Oh, so she took it down. So somebody...
Oh, they took it down.
Yeah, by the name of Angie Morris created a GoFundMe for Amber Guyger.
Exactly. That had already had 50 grand in.
Yeah, and this is the world we live in, man. Wow, they raised $30,000 on GoFundMe after sharing aftermath of the video, and you gotta think of the mindset of somebody that would donate to that, man. Knowing, given the case situation.
Well,
given the situation, what is the mindset?
One, I'm sure there's a lot of people in law enforcement, because they look out for each other, and in their eyes, she didn't do anything wrong. as per the Texas Ranger who was on the case, who was like, "Oh, I don't see what she did wrong."
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
What do you mean you don't see what she did wrong? She went to a unarmed man's house and shot him to death. You don't see anything wrong with that? So to me, whoever that Texas Ranger was should be under investigation, because if he didn't feel that there was any wrongdoing in that, he shouldn't be on the streets. You shouldn't be no Texas Ranger. You shouldn't be policing anyone if you thought that was okay, that she just went into a random person's house and shot and killed him. That was okay.
Listen. Shout out to everybody too that chimed in today.
Yes.
And left comments and had your different views and opinions, whatever. We talked about a lot of different elements to this whole situation.
Ingrid said they have a private group on. That's probably what she probably made it private. They have a private group on FB supporting this lady that has thousands of followers.
There you go.
So they made it private so everybody can see. Trust me, by the time she get out, she's gonna be a millionaire.
There you go. But it's funny how Facebook and Instagram can shut down Farrakhan and take his site off and whatever case may be, and shut down Farrakhan. We're going to silence Farrakhan for his beliefs and views, whatever like that. But you have a group that's up on social media that supports a murderer, and
they don't see anything wrong.
And now she is deemed as a murderer. So that should be a problem. See, that's again double standards. These double standards, man. Like, come on.
Triple, quadruple standards.
She's a murderer, and again, you know, a lot of people are fooled by the fact that they feel as though she's remorseful, which again, she's remorseful about having to go to jail.
Exactly. That's what she's remorseful about. Exactly.
And the fact that her status as law enforcement didn't help her get off.
Exactly.
So that's what she's remorseful. Now, do I think she, in her heart, I don't know her heart and mind. Do I think she wanted to kill a person in her lifetime? In her life, maybe not. You know, nobody. You know, I don't want to kill anybody or whatever the case may be. Do I think that now she has a lot of regret and all of that? Whatever. I don't know what she's experienced or whatever like that. But
she's regretting going to jail.
But my thing is, you get deemed as a murderer, you should not be praised.
Nope.
All right? Unless it was some mistaken type. This is no mistake or whatever like that. She blatantly said what she did. The court said, you're guilty of murder. All social media should shut those support sites down. She murdered somebody. And she didn't murder no criminal. She murdered an innocent man that was living a productive lifestyle in society. And why does she have support? This is my problem. I have a problem with that.
This is America.
But I have a problem with social media supporting that. When you're going to look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you could shut down a site like Farrakhan or whatever like that, whether you agree or disagree with Farrakhan, it's freedom of speech.
Freedom of, exactly. Yeah.
Freedom of speech or whatever. You shut that down, you need to shut that down too. So there should be a petition to shut down
you need to know. You need to know
Geiger
whatever
support sites.
You need to know whatever the site is, though. So if you don't even know that,
you could privatize Facebook pages. No,
you know how many different.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
There's like about so many secret stuff people got on Facebook. Yeah, okay.
You can privatize it where. Okay,
you can make yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Listen, man.
People put crazy stuff.
Great dialogue today. Great debates and back and forth. We all agreed to disagree with certain situations. I mean, that's good. That's a good conversation. You know, appreciate you all. Shout out to everybody, no matter what platform you was listening to us on, whether it be the website or YouTube or Twitter, Periscope. The caller called in, said he was listening on TuneIn.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody on Facebook. We'll be back tomorrow. We just appreciate you all, however you see it, man. I mean, again, man, forgiveness is up to you. It's up to you.
It's for you.
It's for you. So, again, prayers go out to the John family.
Yes.
And I hope the mother get some type of closure.
Yes.
And real justice that she's looking for
Mhm.
out of this situation. I pray myself, and I got to be honest, that she doesn't get off on an appeal. And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
All right. You took somebody away from their family that was a productive member in society. And the only thing he did wrong was eat a bowl of ice cream in his own home.
No, the thing he did wrong was be black in his own home.
And that too. And that too. All right. So y'all know what it is. Please listen. Again, man. I understand. Listen, if you live in the tri-state area, can you get some free tickets?
Yeah.
Hit me up for these free
For the
tickets,
great
man.
shows.
It's this
Great.
Saturday.
Nobody
it's
wants
this Saturday.
free?
Yeah, October 5th. And the tickets going for $40 and $60. It's an amazing off-Broadway production going to be right at Essex County College at the Mary Birch Theater. Get them daggone tickets, bruh. Sisters, get them tickets. It's in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Styletainment presents the show, A Cancer Survivor Story, man. Get those tickets. Listen, we're giving out free tickets. We got some free tickets for y'all. Shout out to Styletainment and everything. It's going to be an awesome production this Saturday, all right, at 4 p.m. All right, so if you want tickets, please hit me up if you're in the tri-state area. All right, please join us as we salute survivors. Also, don't forget, tomorrow, you know where we're going to be at? We're going to be at TGI Fridays, rocking out, doing what we do for the official Friday Night Live, and that's 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. It's the happy hour mix is going down with your boy, DJ Storm Norm, and DJ Smooth P, DJ Jess, DJ KT, DJ Big H, DJ Sassy. It's going down. It is going down. It is all powered by WBKS1. Yes, get those half price appetizers and those half price drinks, those drink specials, all right? So just come on out and have a good time. Rock out with us tomorrow and everything. And again, we want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Yes.
Because this show was never about us.
No. It's always about you.
Because
you are the next best kept secret. And we love you guys.
Ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Peace.
And
We
listen,
out here.
If you think you can do something about it, I forgive you.
We forgive you. Make sure you check in 7 p.m. for Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about
right
it.
here on WBKS1.com.
Oh,
y'all.
yeah.
You know what it is. Let's go.
Peace and blessings.
Yo, Hughley, you listen to the Man Cave Morning Show on BKS1 Radio. Yo, Hughley, you listen to the